Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much to the Community Foundation and Funding Network for inviting me here this evening. For those of you who don't know, COCO are an international children's charity, but our roots are very firmly based in the northeast with our local founder and chair, Steve Cram, and we work in remote regions of the developing world, so a little bit different from the other organisations that you've been hearing from tonight. We work on education initiatives primarily, but all of the objectives of those initiatives are to alleviate poverty. We've worked on 30 projects in 13 countries since we were founded, and all of our programmes are community-led. That's fundamental to our values. We work with the local people, finding local solutions to local problems. And each and every project is focused on long-term sustainability. Just to give you an idea of where we do work, we're focused in East Africa mainly, but also in Ghana and South Africa. And I'm going to be talking to you tonight mainly about an initiative in Tanzania. Our motivation is purely and simply that there are 1 billion children living in poverty in the world, and 8 million of those die each year due to poverty-related illnesses, lack of clean water leading to sickness. A lot of children don't make it past their 5th birthday in the developing world. So, a lot of you will recognise these, Make Poverty History, huge campaigns. It seems like a massive job and difficult for a small organisation based in Newcastle to tackle, but we're confident that investing in women is one of the best things that we do with our funding, and I'm going to give you a few stories to explain why that is. One of the main reasons that we choose to invest in women is because they ultimately put the money back into their children. Their children are their main priority, and some of these stories that I'll share with you will show that. So why women? 70% of the world's poor are women, 66% of illiterate people are women, and 55% of those not in school are girls. So it's a vicious circle. Girls don't go to school, they don't get educated, they don't know how to find a way out of poverty. So we think it's a time for a change in attitude. Some of you might recognise this. This happened a long time for us here in the UK, and we did it, so why can't they? Things have changed in the past, and we'd like to see the same thing happen for some of our African counterparts. So, I'm here today to talk about the Entrepreneurial Women's Fund. This is a fund that we've set up to give young women in remote regions of the Ruvuma region in Tanzania the opportunity to access funding so that they can start up their own business and educate themselves and get themselves out of poverty. That quote at the bottom is from Othwin, who runs our project in Southern Tanzania. And it's so true that women rely very heavily on men in Africa due to all of the gender disparities that I'm sure you're all very aware of, and a pressure on women to be obedient, do as they're told, and act as, and be represented as second-class citizens. This is one of the women that we work with. We've been running a microfinance programme since 2008, and with your help, we'd like to expand that so that they can be self-reliant and not have to rely on men and not have to suffer from economic deprivation, which often leads to women selling themselves for sex and unwanted pregnancies. A lot of the women that we work with are HIV positive, and the father has long gone and left them with families to support. So this is Rukia. She's 27 years old. I met her in July, and we gave her a loan a year ago. It was 50,000 shillings, which to you and me is £20. And with that £20, she went and bought bits and pieces to start up a restaurant and pay the first month's rent. Seems crazy, it's just £20. But we went to her restaurant, which is located on the main street. She's quite a charismatic, energetic young entrepreneur, and we spoke to her. And the first thing that she did when she was given the loan was buy crockery, cutlery, rice and beans, something very simple, and then things for her daughter, basic needs. That's what the women seem to put first. We spoke to some of the people there, lots of men chilling out, not very much to do, seems to be characteristic. Another reason to invest. I think I just lost all the male. The food is fantastic, and she has requested a second loan to expand into baking due to feedback from her clients. This lady is Bahati. She's 45. She has 5 children and is HIV positive. We gave her a loan to start a small permaculture program. Permaculture is basically just really great agricultural techniques. She's increased her income massively by using natural products, composting, and she too has made more money to be able to pull herself out of poverty. And that's her daughter there as well. So, how much does it cost? Like I said, £20, as little as that, can make a huge difference to a woman. We might not be quite this far yet, but we're determined that more people like this can have small loans from us and change their lives around. There's so much demand in Uganda. I'm working with a small women's group to set up a mushroom program, but they just need a little bit of help and advice on how to market, and hopefully the next generation can survive and thrive if they're given the opportunity and the chance. So if you pledge for us tonight, it's not just about money, it's the social benefits that it gives to women. You'll be empowering them, encouraging entrepreneurship, reducing dependency, and making long-term change.